There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow.
Good morning, dreamers. It is morning too. Oh, Dilly's got to say hello. I'm back out here in the we're in the she shop. I promise you guys, I will get to working on the mobile home again. Part of the issue is I have a bunch of tools in my way in the house, so I need to organize this space and make it usable since I moved my saws out here, so I can get back to work in there. So, on the agenda for today are a couple of things. First of all, I was asked to review a 2-in-1 laser tape measure. So I'm going to try using that today in my build and let you guys know what I think of it. And then I downloaded some plans, and it says it's only going to take me 1 hour to build a wood workbench. And I have plans for this workbench other than just a workbench. So we'll see how this one goes. This is by Johnny Builds. He's a YouTube channel too. So I'm going to try building this. It says it'll take an hour, which means it'll probably take me a month. But we'll see how long it takes me. I want to use the 2x4s that I bought yesterday and some of this scrap wood that I have. I was going to use it for flooring in the travel trailer. I'm going to build a workbench out of it. Hopefully it works out. It's not the greatest plywood, but it's what I got. So let me get busy. Let's see what I can get done. And exciting times. It's not the workshop of my dreams, but it's better than what I've had. So put you guys on time lapse. Okay guys, as usual, my batteries are not charged all the way. So I'm waiting for the Makita battery to charge for the drill so that I could pre-drill the holes. But then I was going to rip down the sheet of plywood. And of course all my lumber is in my way. So I get to move lumber while I'm waiting for those batteries to charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I just don't know where I want to move it to. Probably back up against this wall. I just can't wait until it's all organized out here and I don't have to keep moving stuff out of my way to do anything. See, like those are in my way now. And you probably didn't notice, but even to use my chop saw, it's a double compound sliding miter saw. I have to pull it way out into the middle of the room on this stupid stand in order to use it, and then I have to push it back up out of my way. It's a pain in the butt. So hopefully I'll be able to correct that very soon. Make it much easier to use. Aren't you guys proud of me? I'm doing one at a time to save my back. Oop. As I knock out the light. Okay, now I'm doing 3 at a time. Hopefully this pile of wood will be used up very shortly and it'll be out of my way. Now I'm going to put these guys up in the rafters, I think. If I can get them up there without a ladder. I can't. Okay, don't yell at me. That was just an empty box. So now, somehow, gotta cut this, and I don't feel like taking it all the way outside. So maybe I could do it in here. Let's see, I need a 4-foot spot. Do I have 4 feet? Yeah, I have 4 feet. I just need to cut off a 2-foot wide length off of it. Man, these things are no fun. They weigh a ton. I'll be glad when they're out of my hair. I don't think that's gonna work. I won't be able to get to this corner. Oh, darn it. I need a bigger workshop. I'm gonna need an extension cord. Drop it on myself. 2 foot. My dream shop would have a big old table saw with an outfeed table on it and be able to cut full sheets of plywood. Mine cannot. I mean, it could cut full sheets of plywood, but it won't cut them in half. All this stuff in my way. Ugh. 42 by 18. Now, in my defense, this would have been cheaper. I mean, it would have been faster if I'd have bought the materials he told me to, but I decided to use up the plywood that I had because the plans call for a 2x4 sheet of MDF, and I don't like MDF anyhow. Where'd my pen go? There. So I didn't want to use MDF in it. Get off of my board. 18 inches. And 18 inches. So this plate's got to come this way a whole lot more. Oh, come on. I said get off my board. Let's see if I can get it to cut all the way through this time. Okay, I still gotta cut more off of this one, but I'll do it on the table where I feel my back. Okay, my battery's ready. Let me get this thing screwed together. Oh, come on, you bugger. Okay, want to know one of my pet peeves? How come they make these really fancy things? Can't they just put 6" on it so that you know that that's the total span it'll go? So part of the problem is once upon a time I read the side package of screws, and it said these screws are unique thread design, starts fast and drives easy, and it's supposed to help you cinch the wood together. And see if I could show you guys. Can you see the thread on it? There's like 2 different threads on it. I actually used these when I did the shower build years ago, and I hated them because they don't catch the second piece of wood. They like push it away from each other. It's a pain. But I figured I'd use them up out here because I sure as heck aren't using them on my deck when I build that. So they start to screw into the first wood fine. But if you don't have a lot of pressure on it, it's just going to push up when it hits the second piece of wood. Like that. Okay, there's the legs. See how square it is? Close. Why are you moving? Don't move. Close enough. 2 more. Okay, well, it's flush on this side. It's not on that side, so we'll just write top on here. So now I could put my board on it and it'll be fine. I need a bigger shop. Really? Dead battery. I'm going to take a break while I wait for that other battery to charge, because otherwise this is going to take twice as long. So I'll be back. Okay, you guys, scratch that. I am not going to wait for that battery to charge because I forgot I have to go pick up some pellets today. And that means I only have an hour left to finish this. So I'm going to try and get it done. So supposedly this, if I did everything right, is heavy. Should fit right over the top of this. If the drill's not in the way. Yeah, like so. And I should be able to drill and screw in all those legs. But first, a kneeling pad. I thought so. Dang it, I just broke the drill in there. Flip this whole thing over. Because I'm hoping this is the flat end. I mean, I'm hoping it's all flat, but it's going to have wheels on the bottom of it. So it won't really matter. Okay, that's inch and a half, inch and a half, inch and a half. Someday I need to invest in one of those drill bits that countersinks screws. But this will work until then. So this is an inch and a half. No, that's like 3 inches in. So now I need to go like 4 inches. Okay, now I got to do the bottom shelf. And then this will get raised up 4 inches or 5 inches when I get the wheels in. They're supposed to come in Tuesday. Let's cross our fingers and hope it fits. far, so good. Oh, come on. Just a fraction needs to come off. I think I need to invest in one of those dust collection things someday when I'm rich. That works. Okay, yay. Okay, let's talk about this lovely workbench. The build in an hour workbench. I knew it was going to take me longer than an hour because I'm slow and decrepit. And I knew that I was going to be fighting everything here in the workshop because there's just stuff in my way always. So hopefully with building some of these, it's going to free up a lot more space. They wanted me to do the top in MDF board. Hang on, I found a staple. I didn't, number one, because I don't like MDF. That's what the pegboard's made out of, and it's just garbage. And like it gets wet or whatever, and it falls apart. And it's really expensive. I already had this, but someday, this is a really rough surface, and what I'll do is, for now, I'll just sand it down when I find my sander somewhere in the shop or in the house or wherever it went. But I'll sand it down, and then I'll put a coat of like polyurethane on it and make it a little bit smoother. I'm not too worried about the bottom shelf. Hopefully someday that'll have like dust collection or something down there. Someday when I'm rich and famous and won't need this table anymore. But for now, it'll work. I have a bunch of wheels coming this week, Tuesday. And so my goal for this week is to make a couple of tables for different items in the shop. And this one will be my work table, but also an outfeed table for the saw, because I showed you the saw stand. It's not working for me. It's just too cumbersome to pull that out every time I have to use it. So I want something that works better for pulling it out away from the wall. And yeah, so anyhow, that's what I'll be working on this week. You guys will see this video, and then I've got plans for the rest of that plywood. And then hopefully be able to make this shop a whole lot more. Okay, it's my third try at trying to record this outro, and camera batteries keep dying on me. I don't know what it is. The other one said it had 44%, and then it went to 0 in 5 seconds flat. It must be the cold air. I know that plays on batteries, but geez. Okay, so my plan this week, I don't know what all I caught on the other, but my plan this week is to build a couple more functional items that will help me use up this plywood and make my saws and equipment, power tools, a little more easier to use and access, so that, oh, look at all this, I'm breathing. So that when I get ready to do the inside of the house, I can come out here, knock out whatever I need to knock out, and then go back in there. And hopefully there will be a place for all my tools, you know, a place for everything and everything in its place. So that's my goal. I know you guys are probably tired of watching the She Shop progress, but I have to get this done in order to do that in there. I have a bunch of tools in the house that are in my way for what I need to do next in the house. And so they need to come out of that room and out here into the shop. And I'm not just going to bring them out here and dump them and then be digging for tools constantly. Having tools in these bins is a nightmare because you have to pull all the tools out to find the one hammer that you need or whatever. Also, I like this tape measure. I know I started off the video, there's sawdust all over it. It's used. I started off the video talking about it. I unboxed it. I read the directions a little bit. And I didn't use it during this build because I thought that you could only use it to measure like distance. So if I want to find out from here to the wall over there, I can point it and point it. And then measure. And it's 5 feet 6 inches to that stud over there. So I thought that was the only way you could use it. But I think you can pull this tab out and measure. No, it's saying 6'11". So I think that there is a way and I'll have to read it some more, but I think that there's a way to measure from the end of the tape to wherever it's at, so you don't have to count the little notches and stuff, which would be cool. There's just some button that you're supposed to push. But it, one of the things that I had to figure out on it, let me turn it off. Come on. Off. One of the things I had to figure out on it was when I first pulled it out of the box, it was in meters. And so the first thing I had to do is figure out how to change it to feet and inches because my brain can't hardly do feet and inches, much less meters and centimeters and whatnot. So I'm going to read up more on it, but I really like it so far. There will be a link in the description below for the product. But it has... See, I'm recording on my other video now, or my other camera now, so I can't see what you guys can see without turning the camera around to look at it. Let's see if you guys could see that. So, let me try measuring something. We'll measure the distance to that metal thing right there. Come on. Okay, so it's 0.49. I don't know what it's doing now. Off, clear. Oh, it switched to meters. I pushed the wrong button. Hold on. Okay, now it's back at feet and inches. And so if I push this, let me make sure I got the right button. And I push measure. It is 1 foot 6 inches and 5/8. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you? I can't tell, but trying to video on a broken GoPro is no fun either. I really like this. I want to investigate it more because from what I was reading, it was it'll measure up to 197 feet. No, 197 meters, sorry. So if I stand here, let's set it on here and measure to the door. It is 18 feet and 5 inches from the edge of my workbench over to the door. So I think it's kind of cool. I like it. And it seems to be more accurate than my other tape measure, which, you know, the little thing on the end of it is all loose and jacked up and doesn't give you an accurate measurement. This one automatically locks when you pull it out, and then you just push the button to bring it back in. So that's nice, because now I'm not fumbling around trying to lock the lock on it. So I really like this guy. But like I said, there will be a link in the description below. I'm also one to, let's see, where's my other tape measure? I had it, I put it away somewheres. Oh my goodness. Of course I can't find it when I want it. It's right here. I'm gonna come around here so that I can see what you guys are looking at. Okay, so on the tape measure, I use this kind that it tells you on there, if you guys can see it, like 7/8 or whatever. But then there's some marks that aren't, you know, it doesn't tell you 7/8. And so you're over here, I'm like usually counting the little slats after ½ inch to figure out what the measurement is, where this tape measure, it just tells you on the screen, you know, 7/8 or 7/16 or whatever. So I like that, especially with my old eyes. Let's see, hopefully you guys can see me because the front of this camera is messed up. But with my old eyes, I have a hard time seeing some of those slats sometimes, or, you know, those little dashes. So anyhow, yeah, as for the workbench, I don't know if I already said this or not, because I don't know what got caught on this other camera before it so rudely died on me. But the worktop, I'm going to sand it down and polyurethane it. The rest of it, I'm just going to leave it. And someday when I'm rich and famous, I'll be able to replace the worktop with something else. You know, if I want, melamine would be nice, but can't afford it. So, yeah, this week is going to be all about finishing up this shop and getting it organized and usable and getting out the stuff that doesn't need to be in here. It can go to storage or whatever. So, thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is probably 3 hours long because that's how long it took me to build the 1 hour bench. But I'll try to edit out a lot of it. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.
I have found my reasons now to keep my burdens left behind. I did not know what it would bring. Now I'm capable of everything.